Creating a nice Instagram page for your dropshipping store is basically crucial, and not a lot of people talk about this, but just to put things into perspective here, when I was first getting into dropshipping, I didn't care about the Instagram company page, and these were my conversion rates. It was around 1%. However, after I started putting in more work into actually branding the Instagram page, working on content for my company page, as you can see here, my conversion rate actually jumped to about an average of 6%, even higher in some days. So having good branding and content on your company social media pages is obviously very important and can be the reason why you succeed with a product that other people won't with. Now, if you're just starting out with dropshipping, I realize that you probably don't have the money or experience to go out and create beautiful, amazing custom content for your social media pages. And I mean, why would you create custom content for products that you don't even know if they work yet? Now, I strongly urge you to never steal content from any other companies. That's really not the move here. You don't want to get into any legal trouble with this. Instead, you got to get creative here and fill up your feed with stuff like stock photos, aesthetic Tumblr type stuff, memes. You can do product images from AliExpress suppliers, that kind of stuff. Now, starting with a new page, you're going to want to make sure you get at least 9 posts going, because when you get 9 posts, you actually fill up your whole grid. So when people land on your company page, you don't have any blank spots for your post. It's actually nice if you would have more than 9, but 9 is the absolute bare minimum. That way, when customers go on your page, they don't lose trust when they see that you don't have your feed filled up. Now, I'm going to go ahead and create an actual company page for that Pimple Patches website we made earlier. However, another thing you want to consider is that if a customer goes on your social media page and has 0 followers, that's not a very good look. Some people recommend you go ahead and buy followers. Just search up buy followers on Google and go to one of these websites, get 10K followers, and make your page look a little more legit that way. However, I'm not blindly going to recommend it here because I'm not exactly sure if that's even legal to do on a company page. However, that's something that people actually do in order to build some credibility and increase their conversion rates. However, if you don't do that, another option is to actually go ahead and build up a theme page in the niche that you're going to be starting a dropshipping store in. And once that theme page is big enough, you'll convert it into your company page. Then your company page is going to have followers. And the reason you might want to consider doing that is because theme pages are a lot quicker to grow than company pages. Some people will also go ahead and buy someone else's theme page in the niche that they want to start a dropshipping store and then convert that theme page that's already built up into their company page. However, buying and selling Instagram theme pages is against Instagram's guidelines. But I mean, I actually used to buy and sell Instagram pages for a profit, and I never really ran into any issues with Instagram guidelines, although that is a pretty sketchy thing to do because I mean, people can scam you and all that stuff, so make sure you do your research if you want to go that route. But bottom line, having a following on your company page is pretty important, and it's really going to drive up your conversion rates. Now, I went ahead and put all the things I just said into practice and made a company page for Pimple Patches, the website we just created. So as you can see here, I got a logo going for it. The page has 12.1K followers. It's got a clean looking bio there. And then you can also see that I got 9 posts here. So the whole feed is filled up. And looking at it from a distance, it's very aesthetically pleasing. It looks nice. I mean, it's a pretty well made company page. And here's where that kind of creativity comes into place. You might be wondering, well, what does ice cream have to do with a skincare product? However, if you go on this picture and read the caption, it says, "You enjoy your sugar, our patches clean up the sugar zits." So I found a royalty-free picture of ice cream online, added a nice caption to it, and boom, that's a solid piece of content for a company page that's going to make it look a lot more legit and kind of get some branding going. Now, if we go back, I have more examples. I mean, this sleeve thing here, you might be thinking, well, this photo looks aesthetically pleasing, but what does it have to do with pimple patches? But if you scroll down and read the caption, it says, there are tons of different things that can cause acne. One of those things can be the buildup of bacteria and toxic. Eating leafy greens that are filled up with chlorophyll can help cleanse the buildup of your digestive tract. So there you go, boom, an aesthetically pleasing piece of content that relates to our brand. And then I also got some product images going from AliExpress suppliers. We got one there, we got this one here. And then another very simple type of post you can make to build up your feed and fill those 9 posts up is post some memes related to your product. So as you can see here, I got 2 of those going. The first one here, I mean, it's not a very funny meme, but it relates to the product and it fills up your feed. If we go back, I got another meme over here. And then finally, I also got this picture over here, which is a royalty-free stock photo of someone that has a pimple and they're kind of about to pop it. And I captioned it, "Patch it, don't pop it." So I mean, again, looking at it from a distance, this looks like a pretty clean company feed going. You got this nice logo, you got these posts, then you click on this link over here. It's a custom domain. You let that load and you're greeted with a beautiful website here. You scroll down, you got some product information, you got the product, You can buy it, you can go to full details. So then you go on the product page, it's got pimple patches over there, some solid branding. You can buy it, you got more information on the product, you got a diagram, and then on the bottom you would have your reviews. I didn't install the app on this website just yet though. And so now after seeing that company page and that company website, you can see it has some followers on there. I hope you guys can kind of understand why so many people fail with dropshipping. They don't do any of those things. They'll just get a super basic website, the absolute, do as little work as possible, just slap something together super quickly, throw it out there, and then complain that it doesn't work. I mean, obviously people aren't going to buy from a website that you spent like 3 minutes on. So you got to make sure you do some very good branding. That's like the big thing with dropshipping today. You got to make sure that everything looks beautiful. Now you're also going to connect your Instagram page to Facebook and create a Facebook page. And on the Facebook page, it doesn't really matter, but you might as well just post basically the same stuff on there. And I'm actually going to repeat this once again for the people in the back who couldn't hear me. Branding is very important. Make sure you make everything look nice. I mean, it's not that difficult. Make sure you double check your grammar, that there are no grammatical errors on any of your Instagram pages or your Shopify websites. I know that's kind of ironic because as I was reading one of those captions for the Instagram page, it had a grammar errors, but that's why you double check and now then go back and fix that. But make sure that everything that has to do with your dropshipping store looks very professional and looks nice. Now let's talk about the Facebook Pixel, which is a line of code you install on your website, which allows Facebook to actually track the type of people who visit your website, who purchase from your website, who interact with your website. They track all of that activity and all that data in terms of what kind of people are purchasing from your website, what kind of people are going on your website, and then they use that data to better optimize your Facebook ads and show it to people who are the most likely to purchase from your website. You then can also take that data and create lookalike audiences with it, which basically means that let's say you got 1,000 orders on your website. Facebook looks at the 1,000 people who ordered from your websites, looks at if they have any similar demographics, similar activity, similar behavior. And then what you can do is take that data and tell Facebook that I want an audience of people who are very similar to these people who purchased from my website, but they're different people who have never heard of my website. So what happens then is that this audience of people who are literally the most likely people out there to purchase from your website, you can now market to them, and then you get some crazy returns on your investment and returns on your ad spend. Now, even if you're not starting out using Facebook ads, you should still install the Facebook Pixel on your website, no matter what kind of marketing you plan on doing. And that's because Facebook can gather data on any people that come on your website. So even the people that come onto your website from those Instagram theme page shoutouts, Facebook still gathers data from them. So then once you're ready to transition into Facebook ads, your pixel already has some data on there, since all those people who came from the Instagram shoutouts, Facebook gathered data on them. So now you don't have a brand new pixel, you have a seasoned pixel, and it's gonna help better optimize your Facebook ads and show it to the right people right from the get-go. To install the Facebook pixel on your website, very easy process. I'll go ahead and actually go through it real quick right now. Okay, so to set your pixel up, what you want to do is that once you're in your ads manager, you want to go ahead and find this little 3x3 dotted little shortcuts menu. You want to hit it and go to your events manager. This menu might be on the top or on the side depending on when you created your Facebook ad account, but basically just want to get to your events manager any way you can. Once you're there, you'll see something like this, and you want to go ahead and hit the setup pixel button. It's the green button in the middle here. You'll then be prompted with exact directions on how to actually set it up. But in summary, you want to go ahead and go through their partner integration system, which will give you a little code, which you can then use to put into your Shopify website. It's going to be like an 8-digit number, and they'll actually show you with pictures where to put it in on your Shopify website preferences. However, I figured I'll make a video for you guys just so you wouldn't be confused at all. So once you're at your store, you want to go ahead and press the online store button, then go down to preferences. Once you're here, scroll down to the Facebook Pixel part and paste your code into this little slot, and then just hit save. Then you would go back to Facebook, make sure it's all working and events are being received, and then you're all set. Now let's get into how you can choose the right Instagram theme pages to advertise on, and just my whole Instagram theme page marketing strategy. The biggest thing I'll say, and that you might not have heard of, is the fact that I don't use Instagram theme pages. I don't pay them to advertise to the people who follow these pages. Instead, I use Instagram theme pages as a portal to get on the explore page. And this is huge because at this point, it's really the only way you can actually get sales with the Instagram theme pages. And it also plays a huge role in when you're deciding which theme pages to use. So your big goal is to find Instagram theme pages pages that have posts that are constantly getting on the explore page. Now, to find that, you gotta first think of a niche that might fit the demographic of your product. So for this pimple patch product, it's in the skincare niche. So my best bet is probably to advertise to an audience that mainly consists of females. So the type of pages I'm looking for is obviously skincare pages that post skincare routines. We're talking makeup pages, maybe even women's fashion pages. Now that I have an idea of what kind of theme page I'm looking for, I now have to go through a bunch of pages in this niche and analyze them and find the right page. So again, I'm looking for pages that have posts that are constantly hitting the explore page, since my goal with this marketing strategy is not to advertise to the followers of the theme page, but instead use it to get a post on the explore page and get a ton of exposure. Now, the big question is, how do you know if these posts are getting an explore page? And I actually found a good example of a page that I would potentially use to advertise this product here. So when I go into their post and I scroll through them and I pay attention to the likes here, you can see that we got 15K, we got 2,000, 17,000, 12,000, then we got 87,000. Keep scrolling, you got 39,000, you got 20,000, then you got 5,000, and then boom, 58,000. So the fact that this page has a lot of posts that are outperforming the rest by a ton means that this page gets a lot of posts on the explore page. That's how the posts that really outperformed the rest, that's what happened there. They actually got on the explore page, the rank, and they went kind of viral on there. Now at this point, I see this account as a potential page I can use. However, I gotta confirm that they're actually getting on the explore page. So what I would do is actually DM them. And when I do that, I'm not gonna type out a long paragraph talking about my brand and whatnot. I'm just gonna type in shout out rates ? Because they already have a list of prices prepared to send me. And the fact that when you write shout out rates ? And they're scrolling through their DMs, they're not going to skip through it, because they know that if they click on your DM, that's the thing they're looking for, because they can sell you a shout out. However, if you start your message with hello, my name is John Smith, what they'll see as the preview when they're scrolling through the DMs is somebody saying hello, my name is John Smith. They're not going to reply to that. They'll look for the people who wrote shout out rates, because that's what's going to make the money. And once they reply with your price list, you want to make sure you let them know that you're interested, and then ask them to send you the analytics of their last few posts. And on these analytics screenshots, you got to look for a very specific number, which I will actually show you on some analytics of a page that I run. So they'll send you some post insights, and the main number you want to look for is this number right over here, where it's under discovery. It's a percentage. It says accounts reached, 80% weren't following you. And if they send you a few post insights and on all of them, that number is above like 70%, that means that this page is getting on the explore page. Because here's the thing, if that percentage is constantly high, that means that all of the posts on that page they get a chance on the explore page. So as you guys saw on the previous page that I showed you, Belle Rose Beauty, not all of the posts were performing well. However, if they send you some insights, you took a look at them, and the posts that weren't performing well still had a percentage that was above like 70%, that's good. Thing is, not all posts that go up on that page will do well, but that's okay, and that makes sense, because not all posts are created equal. Some are just more viral content than others. The main point is that you want to choose a page that gets you a chance to do well on the explore page. That's why earlier I said it's 50% the page you choose and 50% the actual advertisement you create. Here's some more analytics from one of my pages. You can see this post got 116,000 likes, which is huge. And if you look at the percent of people who weren't following the account, it's 96. However, if we go back to the post that only got 13,000 likes, it didn't perform well at all, you can still see that still 86% of the people weren't following the page, which means that both posts had a chance to get traction on the explore page. However, one was a viral piece of content and one was not. Now, the cool thing is, when you actually found a page that got your post on the explore page, you can just come back to them a few days later with the same advertisement, the same page, pay them the same amount, have them post it again, and they can also get on the explore page again. Because remember, if it's the right page, then 80% of the people who view the post are not going to be following it. So it doesn't matter that you post it on the same page, because that post will get on the explore page and reach new people than from last time, because it's not very likely that it'll get on the same explore pages as it did last time. Now, the big reason why I'm telling you that you got to use theme pages as a portal and not advertise to their followers is because these theme pages, some of these theme pages have been posting ads for like every day for the last 5 years. So their audience is completely immune to them. I mean, they've seen this theme page post an ad every single day for the longest time. They don't even look at the ads anymore. And the followers that were going to buy something that this page advertises probably already have bought it. And if they had a negative experience, they'll never do it again. But even if they had a very positive experience, I mean, after seeing this page post an ad every single day for a long time, they're not going to be watching or interested in the ads anymore. However, people see your ad on the Explore page, they go on the page that posted it, and they see that it has hundreds of thousands of followers, maybe even millions. So to them, those followers give your advertisement credibility. And when they go on your company page, they see a beautiful company page. They also see that you have some followers. They are interested in your product. They go on your link and they buy. So I showed the most important number to look for in Post Insights, but let's actually go over some more tips when it comes down to choosing the right pages. Let's say you're comparing two different pages. You're deciding whether you want to go with option A or option B. Option A has 300,000 followers and gets 30,000 likes per post. Option B has a million followers but also gets likes per post. So which one are you going to go with? I mean, if the price was exactly the same, it makes more sense to go with option B, right? Because it has more followers. But that's actually wrong. It's better to go with option A because that nice engagement rate that it has will much more likely result in you getting on the Explore page with it. The page with 5 million followers that's getting 10,000 likes is full of inactive followers, and you likely won't get any sales from it. Now moving on, once you found the right theme page and you're ready to transfer some money to the owner of the theme page, you got to make sure that you only use PayPal goods and services. If you don't use the business PayPal goods and services option, the owner of the theme page can just take your money and run with it. However, when you use the PayPal goods and services, you can actually, if you don't get what you paid for, you can file a dispute with PayPal. Once you do and PayPal sees that you really did get scammed, they'll usually give your money back to you. Also, when you receive a price list from some of these theme pages, they'll often break it down by this much for 2 hours, this much for 6, this much for 10, this much for 24, and this much for a permanent post. I would really only recommend you go for the 24-hour option or the permanent post option because some posts take a while to start getting traction on the Explore page. I mean, they might start getting traction 6 hours in or 12 hours in. If you only paid for a 4-hour post, then you never really got the true potential of what you could have gotten if you would have paid for a permanent or 24-hour post. It only makes sense to go the 2 or 4-hour option if your plan is to only advertise to the followers of the page you're getting your ad posted on, but then that's not a very good plan. Oh, and another thing you gotta watch out for is some pages actually try to be really slick and delete some of their posts and only keep the posts that are performing very well. They do so that when dropshippers go on their pages, they see that this page has amazing engagement and that they go with it. So what they'll do is that they'll post every single day, but they'll only keep the posts that actually popped off and did well. And you can easily tell that they're pulling this finesse scheme if you actually look at the dates under their posts. If you see that their posts are like 1 week apart, 3 weeks apart, then they're probably running this finesse scheme. So make sure you pay attention to the dates and can see that these pages are posting once, twice a day, or at least every 2 days and whatnot. So that's what I personally do. That's my whole Instagram theme page marketing system, if you will. Now let's actually go in and go over some good page examples and bad examples so you can get a better feel for this. Okay, so this page right here, it's Meek Ups or Meek Oops, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. It's a makeup page. If you look through the post and see what kind of engagement this page is getting, you got 12,000, 7,000, 3,000, but then you got 32,000. You got 145,000 views you got 200,000 likes. Scroll down, you got 35,000 likes, 9,000 likes, 4,000, 21,000 once again, 29,000. So as you can see, this page has varying posts and some of them are definitely blowing up on the Explore page and outperforming the rest. But I'm willing to assume that a lot of the posts that this page is putting up are getting on the Explore page. They're just not getting traction on there. And then if you also look at the dates when these posts are going up, this page isn't deleting any of their posts since they're posting like every single day. And here we got another page. Now I'm using makeup pages as examples because that's the type of page I would use to advertise this pimple patches product. But these exact strategies apply to basically any niche. Now, the reason why I want to show you this page is because it has 2.1 million followers, which is a lot. But when you go into the post, you got 2,000 likes. And don't get confused when you see these 100,000 numbers. Those are views, not likes. That's a views. You got 6,000 likes, 12,000 likes, 4,000 likes. You got 14K, 3K, 10K, 15K, 8K, 13K. So as you can see, this 2.1 million follower page is getting less likes than that 300,000 follower page. And on top of that, that 300,000 follower page actually had a post that got like 200,000 likes. So some of their posts are going mega viral. So it makes a lot more sense to go with that 300,000 follower page. And it's actually pretty difficult to find really good pages to advertise on. So if you're not seeing anything amazing in your niche, if you're not seeing any good pages, still DM to some of these pages and ask them to send you their post analytics. And if you look through their page and you see that they don't really have a lot of posts that are going really viral on the Explore page, but they send you some screenshots and you see that a large percentage of people who view the posts don't follow them, and that's still a viable option. So my theme page marketing strategy summed up in 4 words: portal to Explore page. I know I mentioned my lookalike audience strategy in the last module, but let's go over how to actually set them up, since there has been a Facebook update since I filmed the last module, and it's now easier than ever to set these up. You don't have to create a custom audience and then make a lookalike audience off that custom audience. You can now go directly into lookalike. So here we are in one of my ad managers. To get to the audience section of Facebook ads, what you want to do is hit this button up here and just hit audiences. This is our earning store, so I already have a lot of lookalike audiences here, but to create a new one, all you have to do is press create audience, lookalike audience. Then you want to go ahead and set up a source, which is basically what the lookalike audience is going to be based off. So when you click on this, you're going to see your Facebook pixel here. So you want to click that. The second tab pops up and it recommends that you create a lookalike audiences of purchases, which is what you should do in the very beginning. But once you're ready to get into other lookalike audiences and you want to kind of expand, you can head on over to this option. And then here you can create lookalike audiences based on people who initiated a checkout, clicked add to cart, added payment info. The reason why these events right here are also very powerful is because there's a lot more people in these events than there is in the purchase event. There's obviously a lot more people who clicked add to cart on your website than there are people who actually checked out. So Facebook has a lot more data to work with when you choose one of these audiences, so it's definitely something worth experimenting with. But the purchase event is going to be your highest quality audience. Then down here you can experiment with the audience size, so it goes from 1% all the way up to 10%. So 1% is going to be your most narrow audience. It's going to be the audience that has the least amount of people, but these people are the ones that look the most alike to whatever event you chose here. So in this case, this would be the people that are incredibly similar to the people who actually purchased from your website. And then when you scroll over to 10%, this is going to be a much bigger audience. So every single one of these people in this huge 10% audience isn't going to be as similar to the people who purchased from your website as the 1% people, but they still have a lot in common, and it's worth it to test it out. You can test out this huge audience, and you can also go in from the least end here and scroll that up, so you can test out a 7 to 10% audience. So you can play around with these percentages to create a lot of different lookalike audiences, as well as the events. So you can choose add to cart, 2 to 4%, and that's going to be a new lookalike audience. But just as an example, you can press purchase, the most basic one is 0 to 2%, and then hit create audience. It'll probably take around 24 hours for that audience to be ready, but once Facebook tells you that it's ready, you can go ahead and start targeting these people. So now when you create an ad set and you're selecting who to target, which demographic, instead of choosing, let's say, dogs or dog lovers or cat lovers or whatever, you're going to choose this custom audience that you just created. But the big thing to realize here is that you want to get into lookalike audiences once you already have a lot of sales. I'd say like 300 to 500 orders minimum. But even once you start making money with lookalike audiences, that doesn't mean that you should stop with the regular targeting. You still want to be finding new interests. That way you scale further horizontally, and you'll also have new people in these lookalike audiences, since these audiences do get updated. One of the biggest questions I got after people went through the full website build actually had to do with a header, so I want to elaborate and show you guys a possible way you can go about that. So here I am on a hypothetical store selling this mug. Name of the store is Funky Mug. So what I can do is go to a website called 1001fonts.com, and once you're here in this text bar, you can type in what you want your header to say. So in my case, it would be Funky Mugs, the name of the store. Hit enter. And now you can view thousands of fonts that you could potentially use for your header. You can scroll through them, find the one you'd like to use. You can filter through particular types of fonts up here. Let's say I want to go with a modern one. Let's see what they have for modern. Okay, just hypothetically, let's use this one as an example. I can click on it. There's variations of the font, so I kind of like this italicized one. I would then go up here, make the font size a little bigger so that it'd be better quality. And then next to the size, I can choose the color. So let's say I want to go with some sort of green color. There you go. I then can go ahead and save this image as a PNG image, save. And then you can head back to your website, find the header section, and for the logo, you can put in the image that you just downloaded. So let's go ahead and hit change, then go ahead and drag that image into here. And there you go. Now you have that as your header. However, we're going to go a step further, hit select, and then change the size of the logo. As you can see, it's a little small, it's a little funky looking. Change the width over here to, let's say, 450. It's gonna look a little more proportional, and you can play around with that until you find your desired size. So I don't know, that maybe that's a little too big, you can go with 300. And the other cool thing about this 1001 Fonts website is that all the fonts you end up downloading are actually already in PNG transparent format, which means that the background is removed. So if you end up switching the background of your header to a different color, it's already transparent. There's not going to be a white box around it. But anyways, that's that. Let's move on to the next section.